Hello, Hello Times viewers. Judy Shields here. Today we have the pleasure of welcoming to the show an actress. Her name is Marie Wetherell. Hi, Marie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Where are you dialing in from?
I am in Cabo on vacation. I know.
Boy, some of us.
Had to get out of that cold weather in Texas.
I can't imagine Texas with cold weather, and it's like they do get it, don't you?
It does. It gets really cold. You'd be surprised.
And it was it last year you guys got snow at certain parts of Texas?
Yeah, yeah. And gosh, right when I moved down there, we had that huge, snowpocalypse where we lost power and water, and it was insane.
It was like watching a movie. I'm like, this is not
Yeah,
happening.
I know. I know. I was shocked.
Businesses were closed and it was all this stuff going. They must be filming a movie down there in Texas.
Right.
It's something. The weirdest thing. Then here in California, we need snow and rain, and boy, when we get it, they give us too much.
Yeah, it always works that way, doesn't it? You
Yes,
just need a little and it's just swings
and these terrible wildfires are just been awful.
so bad. Yeah.
2025. It's like, come on.
Need a break.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So we're here to talk to you today about all kinds of stuff, but you as an actress, I was reading here with your family background as far as politicians. Your dad was a civil defense litigation attorney, and I know that's kind of like pushing you to maybe be an attorney, but how did it lead for you to be an actress? Was that an easy transition, or tell us about that?
Kind of. I had grown up around theater, so I was really involved in the arts growing up, but
Yeah.
I was so shy that I couldn't get on stage, but I really enjoyed going to the theater. And I did take the legal route, that my, parents, it was obviously influenced by them. But
Yeah.
when I was in law school, I really, started to come into my own as, you grow up and go to college. And I I sort of did the commercials and the modeling, and that led to this epiphany in law school that I really wanted to act. I was in an oral argument and just realized, oh my gosh, I'm acting right now. I don't have a word. I'm on stage and I have no idea, really what I'm talking about. So right when I graduated law school, I enrolled in acting classes and have been pursuing this ever since.
Yeah, I wondered if you were going to acting school and how did that all work out for you before you got your first role?
It was great. I enjoy learning, and I think every actor should enroll in some form of acting class.
Yeah.
It's really important. Um, and let's see, I when I moved to Texas 4 years ago is when I really started pursuing acting full time, and I started training privately with my acting coach, Lar Park Lincoln, and I've been training with her every week for 4 years, and I'm still learning.
I mean, that just sound nothing against Texas, but it just sounds like you would have gone to New York or Hollywood. Seems like
I
Texas
know.
and you becoming an actress, it's like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, my journey was very different, I guess. So
Yeah.
my closest regional market was Salt Lake. So I went to Salt Lake.
Okay.
I was driving from Boise to Salt Lake when we still had in-person auditions, 8-hour round trip drive. And I
Oh,
did move down there for a little bit. But I sort of took my, I guess, acting journey as moving from bigger regional market to regional market instead of just going all in LA or New York and just really building my resume and knowledge.
cool. Well, what was your first acting gig, that you went to? What was the first one that said, you got the part?
Gosh, well,
Was it?
obviously the student films,
Yeah.
those are
Okay.
great learning opportunities and the,
Yeah.
48-hour competition films.
Wow.
But gosh, the one that really I would say was the biggest role that I had booked was Ghost Party, and that was in Texas, and that's what brought me to Texas.
Oh, wow. Very
Yeah.
good. So what was the audition like for that? for you?
It was great. It was during COVID, so I was up in
Oh,
Idaho and it was over Zoom, video
yeah.
auditions, and I found out that I booked the role, and I had just been booking well in Texas and out of Texas, and my parents were getting ready to move, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give Texas a try. So I loaded up a U-Haul, towed my car, drove down there by myself, sight unseen, and just
Wow.
yeah.
That's a great
Gave it a
story.
go.
So, like, when did you get your first SAG-AFTRA card?
Let's see, I joined the union last September, I believe. Yeah, I got my OK 30, and it was the Bold and the Beautiful that got me my
Okay,
SAG
cool.
card. Yeah.
So, is it like a credit card looking thing, or what is, I've never seen one. Can you
Oh,
imagine?
gosh, I should have, it's my wallet in my room.
That's
Um,
okay.
yeah, it's the size of a credit card. It says SAG
Nice.
after it has your number on it.
Oh,
And
cool.
yeah, it's just, it
So,
feels great to have.
yeah, does that sort of like brand you as an actress? Is that how it makes you feel getting that?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I think it really legitimizes all of the work and effort that you put into becoming a professional actor. And it's
Yeah.
just that, stamp of approval that you've made it, you've done it, and keep going.
Congratulations. Now you said you did acting. Did you do a commercial when you were younger? I mean, did commercials come into play too?
They did, yeah. I did a few. I've done a handful of commercials, and I always enjoy commercials.
Yeah.
They're
They seem fun.
uh, yeah, they are.
Yeah, because I was seeing on your website, because I go to go check you out. You've got like those sizzle reels for commercials and film. Did
Mhm.
someone put those together for you? Do you do that? How do you actors do those?
I did it myself.
Great
Um,
job.
thank you. I just, went online and watched other people's and played around on iMovie for, weeks on end trying to compile something. Yeah, but
Yeah, I
I'll
was going to ask
probably
you what
hire
company.
somebody eventually to make it a little bit more professional looking,
No,
but
it looks good. I had my question here was like, who helped you to do it? Did you hire a company? So you did a good job.
I did it. Thank you.
Very good. What's it been like to work with like established actors like say Eric Roberts? What was that like?
It was incredible. Just, watching them work, watching their method, and really how calm they are and how present and how prepared. You know,
Yeah.
you want to be over prepared, I think, on any set because it allows you to just be present and be in the moment and really, you know, riff off other actors if you
Yeah.
need to and really be in your character.
Yeah, I'll have to tell most of our viewers. I'm hoping everybody's into 1923, but you had a role in there where you were tarred and feathered. Did that really happen? I mean, what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, that's historically it did happen. Yes,
Right?
to men and women. The makeup process was, 4 hours to put on, and then probably like two to get off.
Oh,
But we did have, a wardrobe makeup test before I was actually on set, probably a week before,
okay.
just trying to figure out how we were going to do that and make it look authentic and real for the character in the show. And originally they had thought about, well, they did make a bodysuit. They thought
Okay.
they would, well, let's put her in a bodysuit and paint it and put all the stuff on. But you could tell that I was wearing the bodysuit.
Okay.
So they just decided to, do the paint, and the sticky stuff was a
Yeah.
form of hairspray. So, I mean, at least I smelled good. And, just put feathers on that, and I had a wig on, and yeah, it worked great.
Yeah, I was just going, I was as I watched it, I'm like, oh, like how did I mean you just move so naturally. It was amazing.
Thank you.
But tar and
Thank
feather.
you. Yeah, yeah, it was something. It was an incredible day.
Yeah, I've seen. I have to be honest. I'm not really a person who likes to watch horror movies as much,
Okay.
And I know you've been a few. I saw one scene where you were being tortured. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you prepare for that? That's gotta be tough.
It is, it is. Thankfully, my acting coach is a scream queen, and she taught
Wow.
me a lot about being in the horror
Yeah.
films and just how to make it real and authentic. And you always, when you're screaming, scream all the way, don't stop yourself.
Oh,
And mentally, just thinking of something that really scares you or frightens you, watching other actors and actresses perform. Yeah, being in the moment, actually thinking, oh my gosh, if I'm being electrocuted, if somebody is trying to hurt me, how am I going to react?
yeah.
Yeah,
I just what little I saw of Bravo. I mean, the guy sitting there sewing up your mouth, and I'm like, "Oh,"
I
and
know.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
she
Ugh,
doing that, but knowing
scary.
what you know to make, what sound.
Yeah, yeah. How would you scream with your lips sewn shut? Right?
Exactly. So yeah, then a great coach because you like pulled it off. But just like I said,
Thank
those
you.
small scenes.
Yeah.
But bravo, that's just great. So
Thank
when you're making these horror films, not that I've ever been around a set like that, what is it like being involved, like seeing other things, other actors, and then yourself, and then watching it on the big screen? What's that like to you?
It's it's crazy being on set because it's not real,
Yeah,
right?
right.
But then when you go to theaters and watch, how they've edited the film
Yeah.
together, it feels so real what you're experiencing. So it's just the opposite. And it's fun. It's great. I really enjoy making horror films and giving audiences a scare.
So when maybe like say your first one that you did you take your parents or your friends? I mean, what were you nervous watching it with them? Explain one of those to us.
Yeah, it's it's interesting watching yourself
Gotta
in a
be cool.
movie, right?
Yeah.
Uh, it's you kind of have to take a step back from Marie as an actor and watch it as Marie as an audience member,
Okay.
and just get in that mindset of not judging yourself and your performance and really just enjoying what you've created.
Yeah. And then what did have your parents seen the horror films you've been in? Did your mom and them like, oh,
They have. Every time I tell them, well, I'm a murderer, I'm gonna get murdered, my mom's like, oh, Marie. But, they support me 100%. So, yeah, they watch all of my work.
Oh, I mean, I would be a supporting mother of you too, but it's just like, okay, let me watch.
I know, I think they do that. My dad, he said, he would have a hard time watching 1923 and somebody being mean to me. I was like, well,
Right?
I'm saved, Dad. I don't actually, I'm not actually being hurt.
Now, with the like when you have a role like that, do you go and read about that? What kind of research do you do to play that? I mean, you still have to act in that way.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How do you do that?
It's all that role specifically was all, facial emoting and
Yeah.
physicality and movement. So I do, research every role that has any sort of historical reference.
Yeah.
I also look at other work, like when I read the scene and I got the audition, the first thing that came to my mind was Lena Headey's performance in Game of Thrones, Cersei's Walk of
Oh,
Shame. That's like the first thing that I thought of. So I watched that scene over and over and over again and just looked at all of the emotions she was portraying, fear, sadness, but also strength. And, she got her revenge, right? And
yes.
uh, yeah, and like books also, I think,
Yeah.
let's see, The Scarlet Letter came to mind when I read that. And just, going on Google and researching historically tarred and feathered and, riding the rail is what they would call
Yeah.
it. Putting
Okay.
a woman on literally a fence board and riding her out of town and throwing her off.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. So do you like doing playing parts of women in history and stuff? Do you like that kind of stuff?
I do. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think it would be really incredible to do some sort of period piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a real person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. So you'll try to when you have desires like that, do you have your agents look for stuff? How would you pursue, a career in doing those kind of movies?
Yeah, I do. I am on the trade magazines and everything, and when I see
Okay.
something come out, I'm like that I'm interested in, I'll shoot a little email off to my agents and say, hey, see what's going on with this project. I would love to be a part of it. So yeah, I'll do my research, figure out who's casting, who's the showrunner, and nudge my agents along.
Got it. Well, it sounds like you're someone I could ask this to for advice. There's like you said, you went into law school because, we kind of do sometimes if we have parents that have some kind of career, they kind of
Yeah.
push us into it. I mean, what would you tell other men and women who are kind of feel like they're pushed into something but want to become an actor or an actress? So what would you say to them?
Yeah. I would say take your time. There's no rush. You can become an actor at any age.
Okay, yeah.
And I think education is really important. So, get your college degree if you want to go into a master's, PhD program, do that as well. But really listen to what makes you happy and take whatever education you have and channel that into a career path that you really want to do at the end of the day.
That makes sense. I think you had said earlier you were shy earlier on.
As yeah,
Did the,
I was.
did courses in law school help you? You're like public speaking or whatever type of courses you have to take?
Yeah, it really did. Yeah,
Okay.
I would say law school is really when I started to come into my own and
Yeah.
really uh, figure out who I was as a person and what I wanted and what made me happy. And law school was the greatest thing I ever did. Honestly, I really enjoyed law school. It taught me a lot about myself. It taught me a lot about hard work, how to, really do what you have to do in order to do what you want to do type of a mindset. And
Yeah.
yeah, I've really, really enjoyed it. And I think that had I not gone to law school, I don't know if I would have pursued acting like this, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. So I mean if it was something you say 10 years from now you did what you wanted to do and you felt, oh, I kind of want to try law for a while, would you just have to go and take a bar somewhere? Or have you taken that already?
Yes. So I did take the bar twice in Idaho. I didn't pass,
That's
but
tough.
I know. Um, but I could always go into law. I would just have to take the bar in the state wherever I wanted to
Oh,
practice.
got it. Very
Mhm.
good. Yes. I had an attorney friend who I think she had like 9 or 10 bars. She just loved
Yeah.
taking them. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Who could love
Yeah.
taking that?
Oh, that is the one hard test.
She's crazy. Oh, wow. So what are your goals for, say, the next, I don't like to go 5, what's the like next 2 years? What's your goals in your acting career? What do you want to do?
I would really love to be a part of a whole series on a streaming network. Yeah, I really would. Continue making movies. Obviously, those are fun. I would love to make a movie abroad, maybe
Oh,
Europe
like
or something.
what country would you like to do it in, do you think?
I've never been to Italy. I've never been to Greece.
Oh,
Really, I love Europe. I've been to 9 different countries. I used to live in Madrid, so anywhere in Europe, I would love to make a movie.
oh, that's amazing. Well, maybe you'll go. Have you been to Ireland? Did you ever go to
I
Ireland?
have not.
Oh, see, you got to go
That's
do
on my
something like
bucket list.
just call Hallmark. Get yourself a movie, right?
I would love to be on the Hallmark like actor
You are so made
approved
for
list.
Hallmark. That look of
Oh,
yours, you're so
thank you,
beautiful.
thank you. Yeah, those are at the top of my list. A
All
warm and
right.
fuzzy Christmas movie and a Western because I love riding horses.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about your hobbies. Let's talk about that. I saw
Yeah.
pictures of you on horseback. Did you learn as a young girl, or when did you first ride a pony horse? Do you
Yeah,
remember?
yeah. When I was young, I used to go to horse camp for a week when I was growing up in
Mm.
Idaho, and we would go, you know, back country
Yeah.
packing with the horses, pack
Oh,
out type of an adventure. And yeah, I've always loved horses. I've never owned my own horse, but my girlfriends had horses, so I would go riding with them all the time.
yeah. So in Texas, have you had time to ride with friends or anything there in
A
Texas?
little bit,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I have.
That's cool. And I saw that you also do hiking. Do you go do like skeet shooting or target shooting? What is it, or is that for the movies?
I mean, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do enjoy shooting, really all outdoor activities. Um, they're so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about any sports that you did as a young girl or in high school? Did you do anything like that?
Oh, yes, all the
What-
sports.
So you were a jock in school, huh?
Yeah, so I was, grew up swimming. So the first sport I really excelled at was swimming. Then I did golf, state champion golfer. I played basketball and volleyball, for fun, but swimming and golf were my main sports growing up.
So now you have to do a golf movie, right?
Oh, I know.
Female
I
golf
could
pro
definitely do a golf movie. I
and the
can still.
westerns because you can shoot and
Yeah, yeah.
and then
Uh,
Hallmark you have to do ice skating. I saw you doing some ice skating.
I
See,
know. I love to ice skate too.
well, your resume is goes on and on, doesn't it? What
Oh,
you could do.
it does. I like to try it all.
There you go. How about your social medias? How can our viewers find you out there?
I'm on Instagram. It's my name, Marie_Wetherell. And I'm on Facebook. I would say Instagram mostly, and I'll just link, Instagram to my Facebook. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Do
really
you have
Instagram.
one of those little blue check marks by you, or because sometimes we don't know if it's really you, or you
I
just
know
not
I
yet? You need
don't,
to do
but
that.
I need to get one. I think Barry's been on my butt to get the blue check. So
Yeah, because
I'll get that here
you're
shortly.
you're famous now, so you need that blue check. Come
I'll stop.
on.
I'm
I'm gonna be
trying.
writing to my Hallmark contacts. This is who you need to get into these movies.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. Thank
I
you.
gotta get her to up there to Canada.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Canada's beautiful.
So is there anything that you're working on now coming up that you can spill the beans or what's happening?
Yeah, I am filming a movie right now called Run. It's an apocalyptic thriller.
See?
Yeah, if you see this bruise.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna say a word, but okay.
Yeah, that would be from
Ouch.
Run. You wonder why actors have stunt doubles. It's it's very much like The Road, Mad Max, I Am Legend kind of vibes.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah,
Well, when is that slated to come out? Next year or this year?
hopefully this year. This year. Yeah, I should, I think, finish at the end of April, beginning of May. Hopefully, it'll come out maybe late summer, early fall. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm very
Nice.
excited for that one.
Well, any of the work you've done, have you been involved in any kind of film festivals? Or do you just go right to the big screen kind of thing?
I've gone to Sundance. I
Yeah,
haven't
okay.
participated as, an actor with a film being
Okay.
shown at Sundance, but I do. I always love going to film festivals.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
amazing. So,
yeah, they're great. So hopefully, maybe this year or next year, I'll be in a project that's being shown at one.
oh yeah, we like the Hollywood Times likes to cover film festivals. So, um,
Okay.
let us know. Keep us in the loop of what's coming up, and we
Oh
look
yeah.
forward to seeing you in Hallmark movies and westerns and all kinds of good stuff. They're
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for taking the time to talk with us today at the Hollywood Times.
Thank you so much for having me.
And this interview I'll be putting up on our YouTube channel, so you'll be able to use that
Okay.
if you'd like. So, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.